The Mesopotamian flood myth. Utnapishtim lived in the bustling city of Shuruppak, where life was vibrant, but the noise and sins of humanity had grown intolerable to the gods. Enlil, the chief god, decided that a great flood would cleanse the world of this chaos. Ea, the god of wisdom and a protector of humanity, could not bear to see the innocent perish. In a dream, he whispered to Utnapishtim, instructing him to build a massive boat. Utnapishtim, though puzzled and frightened, obeyed, for he knew the god's wrath was imminent. As Utnapishtim gathered his family and craftsmen to build the ark, he faced ridicule and disbelief. The construction of the boat, with its towering decks and strong timbers, became a symbol of his faith and determination. The ark, large enough to house his family and a multitude of animals, was completed just as the storm clouds began to gather. Utnapishtim led pairs of animals, along with his family, into the boat, sealing them safely inside as the first drops of rain fell. The deluge came with a fury unmatched by any storm known to man. For 7 days and nights the waters rose, submerging the highest mountains and sweeping away the remnants of human civilization. Inside the ark, Utnapishtim and his family prayed, their hearts heavy with the loss of their world. But as the days passed, they began to see signs of hope. The relentless rains ceased, and the waters gradually receded. When the ark finally came to rest on the summit of Mount Nisir, Utnapishtim released a dove, a swallow, and finally a raven, which did not return. The family stepped out onto dry land, overwhelmed with gratitude and relief. Utnapishtim made a sacrifice to the gods, who accepted it and granted him and his wife eternal life, thus ensuring their story would be told for generations. Through Utnapishtim's journey, the balance between divine judgment and mercy was restored, reminding humanity of the God's power and the importance of humility and righteousness. The biblical flood narrative. Noah, a righteous man in a world filled with corruption and violence, found favor in the eyes of God. In a vision, God spoke to Noah, revealing his plan to cleanse the earth with a great flood. He instructed Noah to build an ark, a vessel of immense size and strength, capable of preserving life through the deluge. Despite the daunting task and the mockery of his neighbors, Noah's faith never wavered. He began constructing the ark, following God's precise instructions. For years, Noah and his sons labored tirelessly, crafting the ark from gopher wood and sealing it with pitch. The enormous structure drew the curiosity and scorn of the townspeople, but Noah remained steadfast, driven by his divine mission. As the ark neared completion, Noah gathered pairs of every living creature, as well as provisions for their survival. When the first raindrops fell, he led his family and the animals into the ark, sealing the door behind them as the storm intensified. The heavens opened and the fountains of the deep burst forth, unleashing a torrent that engulfed the earth. For 40 days and nights the waters rose, erasing all trace of human civilization. Inside the ark, Noah and his family huddled together, their faith tested by the relentless storm. They tended to the animals, prayed and waited, trusting in God's promise of deliverance. Finally, the rain ceased, and the ark floated on a sea of calm but desolate waters. After months adrift, Noah released a raven, which did not return, followed by a dove, which came back with an olive leaf, signaling the recession of the waters. With renewed hope, Noah waited until the ground was dry before stepping out onto a transformed world. He built an altar and offered a sacrifice, which God accepted, promising never to flood the earth again. A rainbow appeared as a sign of this covenant, symbolizing hope in the enduring relationship between humanity and the divine. The Hindu flood myth. Manu, the progenitor of mankind, lived a life of piety and devotion, performing rituals and seeking wisdom. One day, while performing his ablutions in a river, he encountered a small fish that spoke to him, warning of a great flood that would destroy all life. The fish, a manifestation of the god Vishnu, urged Manu to build a boat to save himself and the seeds of life. Though bewildered, Manu heeded the divine warning and began preparations for the impending cataclysm. Manu constructed a sturdy boat and collected seeds of every plant, ensuring the continuity of life. As the floodwaters began to rise, he tied the boat to the fish's horn, which guided him through the turbulent waters. The deluge swallowed the earth, but Manu's faith and Vishnu's guidance kept him safe. The boat navigated the endless expanse of water, with Manu reflecting on the impermanence of life and the power of the divine. Days turned into weeks, and Manu's journey on the vast ocean continued. Despite the overwhelming desolation around him, his trust in the fish's promise never wavered. The waters eventually began to recede, revealing the peaks of mountains and the first signs of dry land. The fish led Manu to a safe resting place on the slopes of the Himalayas, where he could begin the task of rebuilding the world. With the floodwaters gone, Manu disembarked and planted the seeds he had preserved, initiating a new cycle of life. The divine intervention and Manu's unwavering faith had ensured the survival of humanity and nature. This myth underscored the themes of destruction and renewal, the cyclical nature of existence, and the vital connection between the mortal and the divine. The Greek flood story. Deucalion, the son of Prometheus, lived in a time of great wickedness among men. Displeased with humanity, Zeus decided to purge the world with a devastating flood. Prometheus, foreseeing the calamity, warned his son to build a chest and stock it with provisions. Deucalion and his wife Pyrrha obeyed, constructing the chest and gathering supplies. When the deluge began, they climbed inside, trusting in Prometheus's wisdom and protection. The floodwaters surged, submerging towns, forests, and mountains, leaving only the chest afloat on the endless sea. Deucalion and Pyrrha clung to each other, their hearts heavy with sorrow for the lost world. For 9 days and nights they drifted, the horizon offering no solace. Despite the desolation, their faith in the gods' eventual mercy sustained them. Finally, the waters began to recede, and their chest came to rest on Mount Parnassus. Emerging from their refuge, Deucalion and Pyrrha found themselves in a transformed world, cleansed of its former corruption. Seeking guidance, they visited the oracle of Themis, who instructed them to throw the bones of their mother over their shoulders. Interpreting this cryptic message, they realized it meant the stones of Mother Earth. As they cast the stones behind them, the rocks transformed into people, repopulating the earth with a new, righteous generation. This act of renewal marked the end of their journey and the beginning of a restored humanity. Deucalion and Pyrrha's faith and obedience had not only saved them, but also secured the future of mankind. Their story, a testament to resilience and divine favor, highlighted the themes of destruction, survival, and rebirth, resonating through the ages as a powerful symbol of hope and renewal. The Chinese flood myth. In ancient China, a great flood ravaged the land, destroying homes and farmlands and leaving the people in despair. The emperor tasked Gun, a wise and determined leader, with controlling the floodwaters. Despite his best efforts, Gun failed, and the waters continued to wreak havoc. His son Yu inherited his mission, vowing to succeed where his father had not. With unwavering determination, Yu sought the help of the gods and nature spirits. Yu traveled across the land, studying the rivers and mountains, devising a plan to tame the waters. Instead of trying to contain the flood as his father had, Yu decided to redirect the waters through a series of canals and channels. With the aid of mythical creatures and divine beings, he labored tirelessly for 13 years, digging and dredging to create a network that would control the flow of the floodwaters. His relentless efforts paid off as the floodwaters began to recede, and the land slowly returned to its former fertility. The people, grateful for Yu's dedication and ingenuity, hailed him as a hero. Yu's journey, marked by perseverance and divine assistance, became a legend. He not only restored the land but also established order and prosperity, laying the foundations for the Xia dynasty. Yu's story, passed down through generations, emphasized the themes of resilience, innovation, and divine favor. His heroic deeds transformed him into a cultural icon, embodying the virtues of determination and wisdom. The myth of Yu the Great continued to inspire and teach the importance of perseverance in the face of overwhelming odds, highlighting the enduring connection between humanity and the divine.